everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sally and today we're gonna look at, I think this is the biggest haul I've had this year, and delve into all the different mangas that I bought in combination of the months February, May, and a little bit of June. So before I begin, please like, comment, subscribe, and comment down below what you've been reading for the month of June. Let's start. So as usual, how I do my hauls, I split them up in different genres that I feel suit the mangas best. And I think today I'm gonna start off with biggest pile, which is my LGBTQ plus section. And I've even broken this one into different categories just so that if you have a specific type of theme you're going for or setting, you can find something that might have piqued your interest from my haul today. So the first section of my LGBTQ plus that I'm going to talk about are what I would put them in the school or university setting. And the first one I have here is Star Collector Volume 2. I bought Volume 1, I believe, earlier this year. And I really love how the plot and the two characters' relationship has been developed throughout Volume 1. And I'm excited to see how Volume 2 turns out. Next, I have Volume 2 of Sasaki and Miyano. I did a previous haul with Volume 1 mentioned, and in Volume 2 we're getting more into the dynamics between Sasaki and Miyano and how their relationship from friendship to maybe something more might develop. And I'm just excited to see where this one goes. Next we have Like Two Peas in a Pod. I liked the title of this one and the synopsis, so I wanted to see exactly how the characters will be written in this one. Usually for a school setting, BLs, I tend to look for ones where the characters have a well-established dynamic, be it with the other main characters or the side characters, and just in general have a nice well-developed plot. So this one seemed really interesting and I wanted to check it out. So Like Two Peas in a Pod. Side note, but Tokyo Pop has been releasing lots of really cool titles, especially in the BL and Yuri sections of mangas, and I'm really excited to see the new releases for the end of this year. Next is My Summer of You. This one was, I read this one and I recently did a review on TikTok on it, but if you like the whole trope of movies and the I loved you 3 years prior but you never knew me kind of dynamic, then you guys are gonna like this one. It was really good. I really like the pacing for this one, and this one I would characterize it more as shonen ai than BL, but it was really sweet. I really like this one, so I hope you guys check this one out too. Next is one that I've been really excited to read, and it's I Think Our Son Is Gay. And I really like seeing stories where the parents are really supportive of their child's identity, be it sexuality or just gender identity wise. And I just really wanted to read this one because it just seems like it's going to be very wholesome and understanding, and just I hope that people who read this one too, if they identify or relate to this character, can find some type of comfort in this one as well. Next I have Heartstopper Volume 3. This one isn't really considered a manga, it's more of a comic, but I really wanted to read this one because Volume 2 ended in a cliffhanger, and I wanted to know what happens next. And from what I've read and seen on TikTok and Twitter, this one is getting adapted on Netflix. So I want to see exactly how Netflix brings these characters to life, both dynamic wise, the story and the plot, and just the writing in general for the script. And I really hope Netflix does justice to Heartstopper, because this one is a really good coming of age story, and it's just the characters and the dynamic and the plot is very refreshing too. So I hope Netflix does justice for this one. Next is the LGBTQ plus mature / adult. Some of these may not be suitable for minors, so I'll let you guys know. But this one is Our Dining Table. This one is so wholesome. I read this one I believe like last year or year before that, and it follows these two characters here and this cute little bundle of joy, and basically it follows these two people who come together over a nice cooked meal and in a family setting where rejection and disgust was basically whenever he would eat with his family. So meeting these two brothers and having a space where he can feel comfortable and welcome was just so nice. This one is very wholesome, very family driven, and there's just a specific part in this manga that really made me cry, and it's when Taka, who basically has been ostracized at a young age whenever he would eat with his family, and he speaks with Minoru's father, and basically he was asking him like, how do you deal with the realization that you might lose someone in the future? And what's really cool about this scene here is just the life lesson of, you know, learning to accept that even though that person may not be with you in that current moment, the memories and all the happiness and all the feelings that you shared with them during that time that they were present with you is something that you can never forget, and it will just help you not become a stronger person, but more to accept that they're no longer here with you, but they will always be with you in your heart or in your memories and things like that. So I really appreciated that sentiment that was given to Yutaka, just so that he could get a sense of closure. Again, Our Dining Table is so beautiful. I really hope you guys pick this one up. Next we have The Cat Proposed. Now this one, I don't know, I've seen lots of reviews on it and a lot of people didn't like it, and I'm not too sure if it's because there was lack of NSFW scenes. Personally, that's not why I read BL mangas. I read it more for the plot and how the dynamics and the relationship is paced throughout the story. But I truly, really, absolutely adored how The Cat Proposed, the whole plot, the two characters, just everything about it was really beautifully done. I did a review on this one, a short review of this one on TikTok as well. And it just follows Solta, who's really overworked, living as an adult, you know, you gotta work to live basically. But when he meets Kihachi, the Bakeneko, which is basically a demon, a cat demon that can transform and whatnot, he basically found his salvation, and not in a whole like, oh my god, you're a deity kind of thing, but more in the salvation of learning to love yourself and take care of yourself. And if anything, if you like cat ears, then pick this one up. But truly, I really hope you guys read this one for the plot and just the life lessons that are sprinkled throughout this story, and just to see how these two characters slowly but surely fall in love and find comfort within each other in their own space. Next we have Melting Lover. This one I saw on Right Stuff, and it's an anthology of different types of BLs. I've read lots of mixed reviews on this one. This one is rated M, so this is not for minors, so please do not pick this up if you are not of age. But from the mixed reviews, I still decided to pick it up. because of the different types of stories that are in it. If anything, I'll probably post a TikTok on an update on whether or not I like this one or not. But Melting Lover. So next we have Hanger by Hirotaka Kisaragi, and this one just seemed really interesting. So it's set in a dystopian Tokyo where you have handlers who control criminals depending on their offense that they were sent to jail for. And it follows these two and how their relationship progresses throughout the different types of tasks that they need to do to protect the civilians in this new dystopian Tokyo. And it just seemed really interesting. Usually you don't see lots of BLs set in a dystopian type of setting. It's usually that's more for like seinen types of mangas, so this one just seemed really interesting, so I picked this one up. Now this one is gonna get us censored because I don't want to get flagged, but this one is called, I'm going to spell it out, DICK Fight Island, and it follows 8 warriors who need to survive on this battle arena without, I guess, relieving themselves sexually, to just put it like that. This one is very much not for minors. This is rated M. Please do not pick up if you're not of age. But I recently saw this one on Twitter actually, because I followed the author. She did another series, and the author's name is Ribun Ike. And basically she had another series that she was uploading simultaneously with this one on Futikea. So I read that one first, and from how beautiful the illustrations were, I decided to pick this one up too. This one has gotten lots of hype and discussion on TikTok because of the name, but personally the illustrations that the author, the mangaka, has uploaded on Twitter convinced me enough to buy it. I mean, if you see it, if you go on her Twitter, I'll put a link below in the description box if you're inclined to see the type of illustrations. They're just really beautiful, and this is one of those cases where you need to appreciate the art. So I mean, the plot is very different, and I want to see where we go on from this one to the next volume, which I believe will be coming out either the end of this year or probably next year. Next I have Secret XXX by Meguru Hinohara. If you've read Therapy Game, then you are going to love this one too. It's by the same mangaka. Some have mentioned that this is like a prequel, but personally I feel like this is a standalone series on its own, and it follows the older brother from Therapy Game and his love interest with the younger brother of the Sem, as they work at a cute bunny shop. So I read this one like I believe a couple years ago, so I was really happy to see that there was a physical copy for this one, so I decided to pick it up. Next we have the final volume of Still Sick, and this is a Yuri manga. I have difficulty finding really good Yuri mangas because there tends to fall on 2 different tropes. It's either too sexualized in a way that makes me feel uncomfortable, or it's unrealistic. This one is really good. The first 2 volumes that I read are just an absolute joy to read, and it's very realistic in terms of how these 2 women fall in love with each other and the circumstances that brought them together. And I'm really excited to see what happens in volume 3 and whether or not we got a relationship out of this one, because both of them have yet to come to terms with their feelings for each other. So I'm just excited to see exactly where we go from here on out. And finally, I have Cherry Magic Volume 3, 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard. Yes, the title is quite ridiculous, but the dynamics between the two characters it's actually pretty sweet. It's really nice. It's quite wholesome. It's not too crazy. This one actually has a live action drama. I'm not too sure if there's gonna be a drama CD, but this one is really cute. Basically, it just follows these two characters, and it follows Adachi, who basically has the ability to read minds, and Kurosawa, who is madly in love with Adachi, and just basically how they move through life, especially with Adachi knowing Kurosawa's feelings for him. And it's just really cute. I've enjoyed the first 2 volumes so far, so I'm excited to see what happens in volume 3 and the future volumes here on out. I believe there's about 10 volumes out in Japan. I'm not too sure. I'll put a description with the information and whatnot, but so far it's been a joy to read, and I've had moments where I actually laugh out loud for this one. So I hope you guys pick up Cherry Magic 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard, which I hope isn't a real thing, but you know, mangas, they have very interesting plots and themes that just make you think a bit of like, how did we get that type of scenario? Next, we're gonna move into my mature / action section, and here I have the first volume of Yakuza Lovers, Mino. I read the first couple of chapters of this online via the Viz Media website, and this was really good. I actually like the fact that the heroine isn't really the typical woe is me, I'm so weak. I really don't like it when they make the female lead like that, but she's pretty very dominant. She knows what she wants, and she knows who she doesn't want to be with, and she meets this Yakuza in a very upsetting type of location. And this one is another one that is rated M, so I would be cautious with this one if you are not out of age, because there are some scenarios in here that are very triggering. But from the first couple pages I read of volume 1, it seems really interesting, so I'm excited to read this one and see exactly how she becomes the Yakuza's lover. Next we have Chainsaw Man Volume 5. In my previous video, I was talking about how I couldn't find Chainsaw Man Volume 4 anywhere in stores nor online, but I luckily did, and here is Volume 5. I'm excited to see what happens next with Denji and the crew. I'm excited to see exactly what Special Division 4 does moving forward, now that they've lost lots of members and some of them are gone haywire. So Chainsaw Man Volume 5, if you haven't heard about it, would be surprised if you haven't. But this one is really action-packed, and there are elements of gore, so if you're very queasy about that, then I wouldn't read this one. But if you don't mind that, pick this one up. It's really good. Chainsaw Man Volume 5. And then I have volumes 5, 6, and 7 of Smoking Parade. Now I have the complete set of 1 through 8 for this one. See how this one ends. I am planning on making a well-detailed review on this one, so do check out for that. Next, I have the Seinen Supernatural. It's called Mad K, and it's by the author Ryo Suzuri. Now, I've seen people say that this is a BL. I personally don't see it as one. There's just too many implications of gore and cannibalism in this one to be considered a BL. I think of this one more as a supernatural horror / thriller, and it's just very psychological. I wouldn't even consider this as a BL. Yes, there is implications of romantic ties between Makoto and the demon Jay, but personally I see this more as a twisted friendship between two two characters who have to maneuver within the underworld. So that's what I consider this one. This one is not for minors, so please do not pick this one up. It has lots of triggering aspects. Again, there is implications of cannibalism in this one, so it's not for the faint of heart. But if you are of age and those types of gory, psychological, supernatural things don't affect you or bother you that much, then with caution, I would suggest picking this one up. Next, we have volume 4 of Go With The Clouds, North by Northwest, again by the beautiful illustrator and mangaka that is Aki Ide. And I'm just excited to see what happens in volume 4. What exactly is gonna go down between the two brothers, the dynamics, the mystery behind the reason why everything that has gone down in Iceland is happening. Like, this one is really good. Lots of supernatural and psychological / crime aspects in this one. Next, I have volume 7 of Phantom Tales of the Night. I did a video on why you should read Phantom Tales of the Night, and if you want to watch that video before this one, go ahead. But basically, Phantom Tales of the Night follows the innkeeper and the various characters and personalities that end up at their inn and the secrets that they provide to leave that inn. If you don't mind the gore and supernatural and psychological aspects, then pick this one up. It's really good, and I really hope this one gets an anime sometime soon. I have Hardboiled Stories from the Cat Bar. If you are a cat lover and a lover of older men in mangas, then you're gonna like this one. I picked this one up because of the synopsis, and this is actually Yuri Ono's first published work. So for their first published work, this was pretty good. I do have there were parts of the story that I was a bit confused on, but after rereading those sections and going through each panel just to understand, the plot was really good. It follows this assassin and his gripe over losing his cat, his recent assignment, which is to kill another cat owner. And just the plot for this one was really interesting, just seeing how the assassin undertakes his assignment and the whole backstory as to why he was given that assignment to kill that person was really interesting. It was a really good read, and I hope you guys pick this one up too. Next is the start of my JOJO'S Bizarre Adventure collection. Now, this is Arc 4, Volume 8. It was the only one I could pick up at Barnes & Noble, but I decided that I'm going to start collecting JOJO'S Bizarre Adventures Arc 4 and Arc 5 because to me, they're the best arcs, personally. They had the best JOJO'S in my opinion, so I'm excited to start collecting this one. I like the anime adaptation for Arc 4, so I was excited to just start collecting this one because I personally really adore Josei and Okuyasu from Arc 4, and who I believe is the best character from Arc 5, Bruno Bucciarati and Giorno. So I just really am excited to start collecting these. I'm pretty sure you can get this through Barnes & Nobles, and from my understanding, Arc 5 is finally getting published, I believe this month or the following month, and you can pick it up on Right Stuff. The last part of my haul is what I would consider comedy and just very nice and soft and fluffy feelings, and it's volume 3 of Awesome Idol. I'm so excited to know what happens next between these characters and exactly how we're gonna move forward as awesome idols in the entertainment industry. The first 2 volumes were very funny, very comedic, and it's just like light, wholesome, read. And if you just want to see exactly how these elder gentlemen become idols, then pick up Awesome Idol. It's really good. Next, I have A Man and His Cat Volume 3. This one actually got a, I believe it was either a movie or an live action drama adaptation, but I'm just so excited to see what happens next between Shimizu Kanda and Fukumaru the cat. They're just their little relationship of just being together in this home. If you're looking for something wholesome and cute and lighthearted, pick this one. Another cat manga is Wonder Cat Keychain Volume 2. So this one is fully colored and it follows Keychain and their owner in modern Tokyo, and just the cute little happenings and adventures that they go on together. And I just really like this one. It's very lighthearted, it's very cute, very funny. Last two mangas in my haul are Heaven's Design Team Volume 3 and Heaven Design Team Volume 4. So this one actually does have an anime. I believe you can watch it on Crunchyroll, and it just follows Heaven's, like the title suggests, Heaven's Design Team and their creation of creating all the different types of animals on planet Earth. And it's just really cute, very comedic, and I really like all the different characters and their quirks and personalities that have been introduced through throughout the first two volumes. So I'm excited to see what animals are created next in Volume 3 and Volume 4. And if you're an animal lover like myself and you like learning facts about different types of animals throughout the world, at the end of each chapter they give you a brief little history of the animals that they created in that section. So I find that really cool. Again, you can watch this on Crunchyroll. I'm not too sure up to what volume Crunchyroll has the anime up to. I know it was released earlier this year, so I'm going to assume it's over the first two volumes that have been published in English. The entirety of my haul, I believe I purchased about 29 mangas. Again, some of this is from an earlier purchase from February and the end of May and bits of June, but I hope you like this haul. Comment down below what was your favorite manga from my haul, if you've read any of these, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!